Good morning. Welcome to the Zoom mat. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Don't need any particular props this morning, just your beautiful selves. And we might start seated this morning, but of course, if you would prefer to lie down, that's absolutely fine. You might be sitting in a chair. Great to see you back, Jill. And Diane again, lovely to see you back after a bit of a break. So just settle yourselves down. Settle yourselves down. Nice, tall, straight spine. Eyes open or closed, whatever you feel comfortable with to begin. And just spending these first few moments being with yourself, starting to become aware of the breath, observing how you feel this morning, and remembering that no matter what state you are in, this will soon change. This too shall pass. As we know, change is a constant, a certainty. This too shall pass. So just let the body relax. Let your shoulders soften and allow any hardness or tension or tiredness to melt away with the exhaled breath. Face, belly, shoulders softening. I thought we might begin just with a few rounds of a beautiful breath that can help us to let go and to soften. It's a hissing breath. So we'll do 5 of these together. We'll just exhale all breath to begin. Breathing in. And then we're just hissing as we exhale. So helping us to let go of any sense of holding or clinging or tightening. So again, breathing in through the nose. Three more. And last one. Let the body relax. The face soft, shoulders softening down, belly relaxed. I have a confession to share with you. Those of you who joined with me last week here will remember that we did a couple of standing salute to the suns and standing salute to the moons. Over the past year or so, we've really only been doing kneeling salutes in our Zoom yoga. By Tuesday afternoon, my hips were screaming out in agony. They did not like the quick lunging that we have to do in the standing salutes. And for a short time, I got really disappointed last Tuesday afternoon, and I could feel myself my shoulders sort of slumping forward and my face dropped. But then didn't take me too long, but there was that moment of sort of disappointment and frustration. But then I managed to sort of just straighten myself up, pick myself up, breathe, and just remind myself that it's all okay, that change is a certainty. Our bodies are changing all the time. It's okay. And I could let go of the desire to do what I used to be able to do and be content with what I can do now and love my body for what it can do now and feel thankful for my body for what it can do now. So I hope as the days and months and years go by and your own bodies are changing, um, and Jill here, some of you don't know, but Jill's just had was all happened very quickly, but had to have a hip replacement. So it's so wonderful to see you back with us, Jill, this morning. But that we can just be really loving for what we can do now and accepting of the changes and know that it's okay to modify our practice. So I definitely will not be doing any more standing salutes going forward, just to know that that's okay. This too shall pass. Yes, we can take very good care of our physical bodies. They are the temple of our souls. But also to remember that ultimately our physical bodies are not who we are. So also not to get too overly identified with the physical body, just to hold it lightly. So that's a bit of just wanted to share that with you so that just to be really transparent with you, I guess, and for you to know that my body is changing too all the time. And there's, as you will know from over the last few years, there's lots of things I can't do anymore, but I'm just trying to soften around that and say that's okay. It's all okay. So I've given this morning's practice the title Spring Renewal, as we're going to focus very much on letting go of stuck, blocked energy and feelings of heaviness or lethargy, lack of motivation, so that we can open to welcome in more light and life and joy and new possibilities into our lives. The sun is beginning to shine more now, and the days are becoming longer. The natural world all around us is starting to open up. Flowers are blooming and plants are beginning to come alive again. So the hissing breath we just worked with is a wonderful way to help us let go. And I thought we might work with a beautiful visualization now, just for a few minutes, which really acknowledges and honors the cycle of life, the seasons of life, and how we can let go of the old and allow it to transform into something new. So again, just making sure that you are sitting with a nice, tall, upright spine. The shoulders are soft. And if the eyes have been open, I invite you now just to close the eyes or have a soft downward glance. And I invite you now to visualize or imagine a beautiful tree, perhaps your favorite tree, one you know. It might be in your garden or in a local park, or it might just be a tree in your imagination. And I invite you to superimpose this tree into your being. Now, as a tree, So you're imagining yourself now as this tree. I invite you to feel your connection to Mother Earth and visualize your roots traveling deep down into the soil beneath you. Visualize or feel your solid trunk and perhaps many, many branches billowing out from this central channel. Leaves, perhaps some flowers if it's a flowering tree, and the top of your tree reaching up towards the light, the sun. Now, with your next in-breath, imagine the breath traveling up your tree trunk, right to the very top of your tree. And as you exhale, the breath flows out of the top like a fountain and showers down around you to be absorbed back into the soil at the base. Inhaling breath, life force, awareness up the tree. And exhaling, allowing this energy to shower down around you like a fountain. So let's work with this for the next couple of minutes. Breathing up the spine of the tree right up to the top. And on the exhalation, your awareness, the breath, energy showers down around you. So creating a loop for energy, breath, awareness to continue circling around. Inhaling up the spine of the tree. This beautiful trunk all the way to the top. And as you exhale, your awareness, breath, energy showers down around you like a fine mist, a light mist. Just a few more breaths here. And then after your next exhalation, leave the image of the tree and return to yourself. We'll gently bring the hands together at the heart space in Namaskar Mudra. And let's chant 3 Oms this morning, or you can just listen if you prefer. Exhaling all breath. Breathing in. Gently bowing your head down towards your heart. And release. Release the hands. We're going to come to lie down now on our mats. You might like to have the feet stepped up close to the buttocks, and I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat. We're just going to start off with a lovely little massage just under the eyes and the top of the cheekbone, the ridge there, the top of the cheekbone. This is a really good little practice to help if we're quite congested around the sinus area. And if you'd like to, we're going to incorporate a sound this morning that can help to clear this congestion. The sound of so it's an N, like N for nose. So making that sound as we're pressing into this, the top of the cheekbone. So just in a lying down position, making sure the spine is in a nice straight line as you press here, and just noticing if there's any particularly sore spots. You might spend a little bit of extra time there, and also noticing if one side is a bit more painful than the other. Good, just one more of these. Good, and then release your arms down by your side. You can stretch the legs along the mat if they were bent. As we breathe in, let's extend the arms up overhead, pointing the toes. Just have a lovely stretch. Might like to open the mouth wide as though you're yawning. And then lowering the arms down. Again, breathing in. Having a lovely stretch from fingertip to toe tip. And exhaling. And again, now this time as we exhale, we're going to keep the arms overhead. And we're going to move into the banana pose, which we haven't done for a while. So walk both feet over to the bottom left-hand corner and both hands over to the top left-hand corner. Feet are flexed and trying to relax that right shoulder down. Tuck the chin forward so the back of the neck is long. And we're allowing the right side of the torso here to open up and to lengthen, so we can breathe into that right side. If you'd like to intensify the stretch, you can cross the right ankle over the left and also hold the right wrist with the left hand and breathe. And then we'll uncross or release the grip, walk back to center and then to the other side. Feet are flexed, allowing this left side of the body now to open and expand, perhaps crossing the left ankle over the right and holding the left wrist. Keep the chin tucking forward and breathe. Good, and then release, come back to center, and on your next exhalation, release the arms down. Just take a resting breath. And then just have the feet together, feet flexed. We're going to do a cycling motion with one leg at a time, as though we're riding a bike upside down. So let's begin with the right leg. As we inhale, we draw the knee in, take the leg up and exhale. So draw the knee in, take the leg up and exhale, making some nice slow circles with this right leg, or you might speed it up if that feels appropriate this morning. Keeping awareness running through that left leg, left foot stays flexed. So we're not forgetting about that left leg. We're not letting the left foot flop out to the side. Relaxing your shoulders, your arms, palms of the hands soft, empty. Good. And then reversing direction, same leg. So we're pushing out through the ball of the foot, dorsiflexing the foot here. Make sure you're not clenching the teeth. Perhaps a gentle smile on your lips. Good. And then let's release that right leg down. You might give the legs a bit of a shake. And then we'll do the same with the left leg. Inhale, the knee comes in, take the leg up and exhale. Nice slow circles. I'm just noticing how this left side is feeling compared to the right, but without attaching a judgment, just noticing, being curious. What can I notice about myself today that I wasn't aware of yesterday? What new thing can I learn about myself? Good, and then reversing. Last one. And then release the leg down and perhaps give the legs a little bit of a shake. Sigh the breath away. Okay, let's draw that right knee in and just interlace the fingers around or under the knee, pointing the left toes as we raise the left leg up. Flex the foot and lower. Now the heel can hover off the floor. Point the toes, breathe in, flex, breathe out. Inhaling and exhale. Now this time we're going to keep the leg in the air, point and flex. Saying good morning to our ankle. How is the ankle feeling this morning? And then circling and reverse. Good. Carefully lower that left leg down. Inhale, stretch the right leg up, arms overhead. And let's lower everything down. Take a resting breath. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So drawing the left knee in, give it a hug, pointing the right toes and raising the right leg, flexing and lower. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep going. On this last one here, we're going to point and flex the foot. Noticing how our right ankle is feeling and circling. And reverse. And then carefully lowering that right leg down. Inhale the left leg up, arms overhead. And lower everything down. All right, let's work now with another really wonderful cleansing, letting go breath, which is our heart breath. If you can't remember this, feel free to watch the first one. We're going to do 5. So we'll be taking the arms overhead, and then as we draw the knees in and give ourselves a hug, we make that sound. So we'll do 5 of these. So let's inhale, raising the arms, and then exhale. So we're doing 4 more of these. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. And last one. Good. And then just release let the legs down, the arms by your side, and take a resting breath. Okay, so I thought we might do some a little bit of gentle abdominal work where we start off with the legs in the air, and then we're going to lower one leg down at a time. Any lower back issues, you can give yourself a bit of extra support by slipping the hands under the buttocks. Otherwise, our arms can just be resting out to the side, or you might even like to try this morning with the arms overhead, a bit stronger. So we'll just draw the knees in and take both legs up. Feet are together. So feel that your head, neck and spine are in a straight line. Tuck the chin forward. Breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're going to lower the right leg down. So again, we're dorsiflexing the foot. So we're pushing out through the ball of the foot. Heel can hover. As we breathe in, we raise the right leg up. And as we breathe out, we lower the left leg down nice and slowly. Heel can hover. Inhale, raise the leg. So we're alternating from side to side. Right leg lowers. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Face soft. Eyes relaxed. Mouth relaxed. Breathe in. Good. You might like to do one more to each side. If you've had enough, just draw the knees in. Give yourselves a lovely hug and rock from side to side. When you finish, just drop the feet down close to the buttocks. Bring your fingertips onto the belly and just tap all over the belly, relaxing the belly. And then you might like to just circle the hands in a clockwise direction over the belly. Good. And release. All right. We're going to have a go now working with a dynamic bridge. So feet are hip width, palms pressing down alongside our hips, chin tucking forward. Let's exhale all breath. And then as we breathe in, just slowly starting to lift up. You might just lift 50% of the way the first few times. And then as we exhale, rolling back down. Inhaling, lifting up. Again, it might just be 50% of the way. And exhale, lowering down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in the essence of spring. Feel yourself opening up and exhaling. Almost like you're a little seed that's planted in the earth, and you're lifting, you're rising, moving up to break through the surface, to feel that, connect with that light, that sunshine, lifting the belly up towards the sun, breaking through the soil. And exhale. Perhaps not quite ready to stay up. Breathing in the essence of spring, new life, new possibilities, new ways of being. Good. Now you can continue working like this, or the next time you lift up, you might like to hold bridge, perhaps even interlacing the fingers under the body, wriggle from side to side, tuck the shoulders in underneath you, and just hold for a few breaths. So your solar plexus, your sun center, connecting with the light in the sky, the sun shining above, lifting yourself up. Full of hope and possibility, not staying too long. Just one more breath. And then we'll slowly come down. And take a breath or two. All right. We're going to work now with a supine twist. Feet can be on the mat or in the air. Some of you might like to interlace your fingers under the head this morning, taking the elbows out wide, or just have your arms out to shoulder height. So deep breath in, and then we'll lower the knees over to the right side. Head may turn to the left. Breathe yourself back to center. And breathing out, opposite side. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going, synchronizing your movement with the breath. One more to each side. And when you finish, come back to center. Cross your legs at the ankles, a hand on each knee, and making some little circles on the floor with your lower back. Just noting what's going on inside, how you're feeling. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Good. Cross the legs the other way, circling in the opposite direction. Good. And then let's quietly, carefully roll over to one side. Now we're going to come up to sit and do another breathing practice. So feel free to sit on a chair if you'd like to, or grab some support so that the spine can be nice and upright. This is a forceful in and out through the nose, so you might like to blow the nose, grab a tissue. We don't work with this breath very often. It's Kapalabhati Pranayam, which is our skull shining breath or our frontal brain cleansing breath. So this is a wonderful breath if we've been feeling quite foggy mentally lately, to just clear our thinking so that we can concentrate and have more clarity, but also because it's a pumping breath, we're also helping to, really good for all the digestive organs and helping to remove stale air from the bottom of the lungs. If you've got high blood pressure or stomach ulcers, this is not recommended. So you might prefer just to work with the hissing breath that we did earlier, or some other more appropriate breathing. So we're going to do 3 rounds of 10 breaths. And with this Kapalabhati, it's a very quiet, passive inhale. So don't worry about the inhale really at all, but then it's a forced, audible, loud exhalation. You might like to have a hand onto the belly if you haven't worked with this very often, because as we're exhaling, we sort of draw the tummy back towards the spine. If you feel a bit dizzy or nauseous, best done on an empty stomach during the practice, then just stop it, don't continue. All right, so let's exhale all breath to begin. And then we begin. When you finish that round, just take a full breath in and let the breath go. So we're trying not to let the shoulders or the upper body move at all, just the tummy pumping. So if you feel okay, let's do a second round now. So we'll exhale all breath. And then begin. When you finish the round, a full breath in and let it go. Just note what's going on inside, how you're feeling. And if okay, we'll do a last round. If you'd like to do more, like up to 20 breaths, that's fine if you're feeling okay. Otherwise, just 10 breaths. So exhale, all breath. When you finish, we're going to just transition into extended child. If you'd like to, in this position, just going to take the fingers to the base of the skull where the hair begins to grow and just give yourself a little bit of a massage. And as you're doing this, you might like to come back to that sound that can help to clear congestion in the sinuses, the sound of N. So just making the sound a few times. And then releasing the arms forward. If you'd like to continue working with that sound, feel free to as we now inhale and lift up into cat. So we make the sound as we exhale back into child. Breathing in, lifting into cat. Rounding the back. 3 more like this. Now drop the sound, inhale cat. We're going to tuck the toes and lift into down face dog pose. Just staying here for a breath. Lowering the knees. Back into child. Inhale cat, tuck the toes, down face dog pose. Staying for a breath. lowering the knees into child. 3 more. Inhale. Staying for a breath. Coming down into child. Last one. Now just take a breath, a resting breath in child. And then inhale, coming up into cat. Tuck the toes, down face dog pose. Walking your feet towards your hands. Let's do a halfway lift. So hands onto our shins or onto the mat and lower down. And then we'll slowly and carefully come up to stand. You might like to lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Make a few slow circles. Sighing the breath away. All right. Coming into Tadasana, we're going to do a chest tapping breath. So just to get a lot of cleansing this morning. So just with two fingertips, just 2 soft taps and then a 2 soft thump, 2 soft thump, or with fist, 2 soft thump, 2 soft thump. And you might like to good. Release the hands down, give them a bit of a shake. We're going to do 3 stale air removers. So again, another wonderful opportunity to let go of what might have been a bit stuck in us over the last, through the colder months, perhaps. So let's take a deep breath in, raise the arms up, blowing the breath out through the mouth. Again, inhale, coming all the way up and letting go. Breathe in and breathe out. Perhaps some little gentle bounces over to one foot. Legs can be bent or straight here. To the other side. Back to center. And then we'll slowly, slowly come up again. You might lift your shoulders up towards your ears and roll the shoulders down the back. Good. All right, another bit of a twist. Really great cleansing. Very important for our spine. So just letting the arms be nice and floppy and relaxed as they swing around the body. Helping to free up the flow of energy through the spine. I'd like to come back to thinking about that, your tree, your inner tree, your beautiful trunk. Letting the energy flow freely through your own trunk. Taking the arms up a bit higher. And all the way up overhead. Looking up, stretching up. And back to shoulder height. And back around the waist, just letting the arms slow down. Take a deep breath in and let it go into our beautiful mountain. This next movement is a very simple movement, but it's quite powerful, called Making the Sun. Exhale all breath. As we breathe in, raising the arms up, fingertips touch, and exhale. Now we might add some words to this movement. As we breathe in, I feel fresh. Breathing in the essence of spring. Exhaling, I feel free. I feel fresh. I feel free. Let's do 3 more. Growing up, lifting up towards the light in the sky, that beautiful sunshine. I feel fresh. Opening up. I feel free. Last one. When you finish, just take a breath. All right, bring the feet together, a little bend in the legs, hands onto the knees, and let's make some circles with our knees. Good, and reversing. Release. So bring the feet back hip distance apart, interlacing the fingers over the heart. We're going to do a little bit of squatting. Just soften the shoulders, soften the face. Just exhale all breath. Breathing in. And as we breathe out, coming into a squat, just taking the hands out in front of the heart. And then come back to center as we inhale and take the hands to eye level, a little bit higher. Breathe in. And then take the arms above the head as we lower down. Good. So we'll do 2 more of these sequences. So directly in front of the heart, to eye level, and above the head. Front of the heart, to eye level, and above the head. Good. And release. Might shake the legs, flick the fingers away. All right, let's do a little sequence now with chair, Utkatasana. From Tadasana, I think you've all done this with me before. We move into chair and then into our forward fold, Uttanasana. So I'll do it sideways so you can see. So feet are hip width apart. Breathing in as we raise the arms above the head. And as we exhale, we come into our imaginary chair. Now you can take the hands onto the thighs if this is better for your shoulders. Inhale here. And as we exhale, we tip forward. So legs can be bent or straight. Inhale back into chair. Standing all the way up, palms together. and exhale. So again, breathe in, Utkatasana. Holding here as you inhale, Uttanasana. Now forward fold. Back into chair, standing tall, and exhale. So we'll do 3 more. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, tip forward. Back into chair, Tadasana. Inhale. Holding as you inhale, tip forward, exhale. Back into chair. Last one. Tip forward. Resting the hands at the heart. Might like to sigh the breath away. Good. All right, one more standing pose before we come back down. We're going to go into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, and then into Dancing Warrior. So take the legs wide, turn the left toes around, right toes in, trying to square off our hips and shoulders as much as we can. And then breathe in as you raise the arms to shoulder height, turn to the left, and then we're bending that left leg. Always remembering we have the option to rest the hands on the hips or one hand on the hip if that's better for our shoulders. And if we can, we're gazing along that left middle finger, breathing. And then as we inhale, let's turn that left palm up and windmill the arms backwards, dancing warrior. Inhale back into warrior 2 and exhale. Let's turn our legs around. So again, we're squaring off our shoulders and our hips as much as we can. Breathe in, raise the arms, turn to the right, and then bending that right leg. Option to rest the hands on the hips or one hand. Otherwise, the arms are in a straight line, shoulders are soft, and we're gazing along that right middle finger. Inhale, turn the right palm up, windmill the arms backwards, and breathe. Back into warrior 2. And release. Release the legs, give them a shake. So we're going to come down to sit. And I'd like to invite you to choose your favourite forward bend now. It might be child pose, it might be sitting cross-legged coming forward, might be Paschimottanasana, might be sitting on a cushion. We'll stay for about 8 breaths. So if you're doing an asymmetrical forward bend, stay for about 4 breaths on each side. Come up and then go onto the other side for about 4 breaths. Okay, so just in your own time, coming into your forward fold. Just relaxing, softening the shoulders. And stay with your breath. If it's helpful, you might come back to those words, this too shall pass. If you're finding not pain, not bad pain, but if you're feeling, it's quite challenging and you can feel some tightness and some stiffness, and we're just trying to soften here and relax. It can be helpful to remember that it's not forever. This too shall pass. In a blink, it'll be gone so quickly. But for now, can we just stay and breathe? And soften. And when it's time, you can slowly come up and release. So we're going to sit for a few minutes before we come to lie down to rest and work with another visualization breathing practice. So again, you might be sitting in a chair, you might be sitting on your mat, cross-legged. Nice, tall, straight spine. If you like, your favorite mudra can be incorporated. If you're not sure, index finger and thumb lightly joined. Palms can be up or down. Shoulders softening. The eyes closed or just with a soft downward glance. So we worked earlier with the tree practice, visualizing the energy, the breath flowing up the trunk and then showering down around us. This one's quite different. This time we're going to be connecting with the light of the sun, opening up to that beautiful spring sunshine. And as we breathe in, we're going to imagine energy from the sun, light, rays from the sun, flowing down and entering us through the crown of the head. Have a little pause. And as we exhale, we're going to imagine beaming that light, the sun's warmth, out through our third eye, through the center of the forehead. So drawing energy from the sun, sunlight in through the crown of the head. Allow it to percolate around inside your head, your brain, swirling around. And as you exhale, you're sending that light, you're sending awareness out through the center of your forehead. So let's sit in silence and work with this for another couple of minutes. At your next exhalation, just release this practice. Noticing what's going on inside, how you're feeling. And perhaps asking yourselves the questions: what brings me joy? What brings me joy? And what makes me feel alive? What brings me to life? What makes me feel alive? What brings me joy and what makes me feel alive? Now, very quietly, in your own time, let's come to lie down for Shavasana, relaxation. You might like to continue pondering these questions or to see what comes to you as you lie down. Allowing the whole body now to settle down comfortably, letting go as you feel the support of Mother Earth beneath you, letting yourself sink into that support, but also conscious of the space above you, all around you, the sky, the light above, the sun. You might like to say to yourselves a few times, I am open to infinite possibilities. I am open to infinite possibilities. like to share a beautiful poem with you from Mary Oliver. When I am among the trees, especially the willows and the honey locust, equally the beech, the oaks and the pines, they give off such hints of gladness. I would almost say that they save me, and daily. I am so distant from the hope of myself, in which I have goodness and discernment, and never hurry through the world, but walk slowly and bow often. Around me the trees stir in their leaves and call out, "Stay a while." The light flows from their branches and they call again. It's simple, they say. And you too have come into the world to do this, to go easy, to be filled with light and to shine. So very, very slowly now, start to bring yourself back. Deepen the breath. And wriggle your fingers and toes. You might like to have a bit of a stretch, do what feels good. And then if you'd like to, rolling over to one side and making your way up to sit. If you prefer to stay lying down, that's absolutely fine. Let's close our practice together this morning with one Om. Just bring your arms out to the side. Deep breath in. Just bowing your head towards your heart. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Lots of love to you all. And I'll keep in touch and see you hopefully in middle of October in a few weeks' time. Okay, bye.